Ownership issues have plagued modern football over the past decade, leaving teams in turmoil. Unpaid wages and huge sums of debt loom over clubs, with seemingly disinterested owners simply allowing this to happen. But are there hidden reasons as to why this is? Do millionaire and billionaire entrepreneurs have any leverage in this argument? Or are fan protests, boycotts, and immense backlash all completely justified? This is what I aim to answer today, while hearing the perspective of those affected by it all. Football clubs can choose to enter administration when they find themselves with a sum of debt they cannot pay off. This decision can be tough for a club to make and leads to various sanctions. In this state, accountants are in charge of pretty much everything apart from coaching the players and picking the team. An appointed administrator also investigates the conduct of owners and directors to see what could have led to these poor financial decisions. They won multiple promotions in their 140-year history, and even won 2 FA Cups in 1900 and 1903. However, in 2019, the club found themselves in £1.6 million of debt, and after failing to find the money to pay it back, they were eventually expelled from the English Football League. As the owner attempted to protest this decision, fans decided to band together to form a Phoenix club, Bury AFC. A Phoenix club is an entirely new entity set up to replace the club that had failed financially, an obvious sign that the fans thought the club was gone for good. In 2023, a vote was put to board members of both clubs regarding a potential merger. The members voted in favour of this, as did the fans, with the aim to bring the club back to its spiritual home with wider benefits for the whole community. They sat at the foot of the English pyramid in the 9th tier, but fan spirits did not dwindle. They currently sit in the 7th tier, with around 3,000 supporters turning up for every home game, hoping to see their club return to their former glory. I had the chance to interview board member Brad Seymour about his experience through this period, as well as some questions about ownership issues as a whole.
Firstly, Brad, could you just give a brief timeline of your experience associated with Bury?
Well, to be honest, mate, I'll be really straight. It's probably going to throw you off. I grew up a Man United fan. But then my dad's a Bury fan. So I just didn't go to a lot of games, and then I just got pulled into the Man United. I didn't really go to United matches, they were too expensive. So I went Bury with my dad. And I was I must have gone between 5 and 10 times a year. And that was quite consistent until like uni, and then after uni. And then with a few years, what happened. And then I got involved with Bury AFC. Fast forward about 6 months, probably the second season, because the first season was curtailed because of COVID. I was going home and away every single game. And then I started volunteering. I studied football business at university, and last year we have about just under 2,000 people who all have a stake in the club, and they elected me as their new director. And then now I'm in the meetings, I'm in all the group chats.
How difficult do you think the administration period is for a club?
It's super bad, and I think really when a club's put in administration, it's not like everyone's fault. It's probably one or two people's fault. I know people at Bury FC because I did an internship there previously. They probably were there longer than I've been alive, and then suddenly they're just gone, right, effectively the business has gone. And quite frankly, as we said before, the fans are the ones who suffer. You don't change a football club really. As I said, I'm a Man United fan, and I still support Man United, so luckily maybe I've got that fallback, but most people don't. I think we're a little bit lucky. There's been a lot of hard work, but there's a point when no one thought the club would be back.
Do you feel as though the punishments such as points deductions and transfer embargoes are fair on the fans who have no say on the situation that they're in?
Is it fair on the fans? No, not at all. It's not the fans' fault. The fans are probably the ones who were there when they were born in the league, and let's say they were Bury in the northwest and they had to go down to Kent, or they were like a Chesterfield or somewhere in Nottingham going up to like Carlisle or something. Or Newcastle or the southwest coast. The fans, it's not the fans' fault, and it's a big issue for me that the people who run the business, which is the football club, are not running it well. So there's a governing body to make sure that they do that, and they have to be punished. But they don't get punished; the club gets punished. And if the club gets punished, it's the fans.
A big talking point when it comes to ownership issues is to do with an owner's motives. Do they really hate the club they are in charge of, or are they just uneducated in the running of a successful football club? Typically, the answer is the latter. Investors see financial potential of English football clubs and do not educate themselves on the sport before purchasing. This causes a huge disconnect between fans and owners, and this can cause a lot of backlash if things go wrong. For example, Manchester United supporters dislike the Glazers, and poor financial decisions led to United's worst ever finish in the 24-25 season. And instead of building foundations for success on the pitch, the owners prioritised a new £2 billion stadium, which many fans see as a very naive financial decision that could have consequences in the future. This has led to a group of supporters to form their own club, FC United of Manchester, which is entirely supporter-owned and community-focused. The club attracts crowds of over 1,800 fans despite being in the 7th tier of English football. I got a chance to speak to a Wednesday supporter who reflected back on a tough few years at the club. I'm here doing an interview with Dave, who is a lifelong Sheffield Wednesday supporter. I'm going to ask him a couple of questions about ownership issues with Sheffield Wednesday. My first question to you is, how long have you supported Sheffield Wednesday and why is the club important to you?
I've supported Sheffield Wednesday all my life and I've had a season ticket for the last 40 years. I haven't missed a home game in the last 40 years.
Oh, wow.
I've seen loads and loads of away games, but certainly haven't missed a home game except for the protests that happened in the last year of Chansiri's reign. The club means everything to me. It's part of my life and I brought my children up and they are lifelong Wednesdayites.
Ownership issues have been present at Sheffield Wednesday for roughly 7 years. How difficult from a fan perspective has this been?
Right, well, when Chansiri first came to the club in January 2015, it appeared quite rosy. And when he took over, that first year, we ended up in the playoffs, in the Championship, a bit unexpected. He had no communication with the fans at all, fell out with the fans, big style, and we never knew what was happening. So you get to August transfer deadline, whatever it is, August 30th, and you'd be thinking, well, we haven't signed anybody. We must be signing somebody on the last day.
Yeah.
Only to find that we didn't sign anybody on the last day. And then you'd find out in September, actually, you're under a transfer embargo. I mean, the toilets that I go in are the same toilets that I went in when I was 10 years old.
Yeah.
And I'm nearly 70. And nothing's changed.
Yeah.
So that's how bad it is.
Wednesday faced a points deduction last season, and there was rumours to face one this season. Obviously, that has been chalked off since you found a new owner. But do you feel as though this is a fair sanction? Obviously, it affects the fans and the club more than the owners.
Yeah, that's a difficult one, actually, because this season was truly miserable. So, to put fans through a season like we've had, where you're minus 18 points and you can't sign players, and how can you attract players if you're on minus 18 points? How can the fans possibly turn up and enjoy it?
Yeah.
How on earth are you going to get the one-off supporter who wants to watch one-off games or whatever, not come every game, but come? Why would they come?
In the National League South, Dorking Wanderers owner Mark White has brought with him a remarkable story. The club were formed in 1999 by White and have been owned and managed by him ever since. The club were formed in Division 5 of the Crawley and District Football League and have seen 12 promotions in 27 seasons, competing as high as the English 5th tier. So, do football clubs receive sufficient support from the FA and EFL while dealing with ownership issues? Overall, I believe they don't. Despite the administration period aiding teams in finding a new owner, I feel as though this process, especially in the case of Sheffield Wednesday, took too long for meaningful action to take place and allowed for potential drastic negative impacts to occur at the club. Also, points deductions affect fans, players and coaches rather than owners, which feels an unjust punishment.